I live a world richest country, one of the best country in the world. This is the country in every best metrics. It can be the quality of life, or the starting of the business, or life expectancy, or quality of public services, or the corruption free or peaceful country, or quality of the environment. Anything you take it, anything you name it, everything best of the world is almost, for everything it will be on the top of 10 list. All of citizens in local currency terms already they are millionaires because of its world largest sovereign fund, Norwegian sovereign fund. So which is make all the citizens are already millionaires in a local currency term, Norwegian kroner. In 15-20 years, in the dollar term, the Norwegian sovereign fund will achieve and accumulate um, 1 million in US dollar terms net wealth, which equal to, every citizen will be the dollar millionaires. So that doesn't mean government going to liquidate that fund and distribute to the citizen, but the net wealth of the country are increasing every second by millions of dollar cumulatively. So everything um, is a best. Nothing you can't complain. You can't still complain. You can still complain, but it's not much. It's not worst. Even you complain in something about it, that doesn't mean that is very worst. So we are, for example, take the daily life. We are drinking the water that is one of the world best drinking water that you may heard about, or you may have seen the video about one mineral water a brand called Voss. That is the village in Norway. All the household in Norway almost getting that water for the drinking, even for the they are taking the bath from the same water. uh, the air and the public infrastructure and the government and everything is unspeakable, and one of the high quality of its own. But um, for from my point of view, I'm not born here. I'm just living here 15-20 years. So from my point of view, I came from the country where we had a problem of consistent water, running water, and even sometimes electricity. Here the electricity is so consistent that in the last 15 years, and never in my life in Norway I have never seen even 1 second the electricity is went off. I never know that unless the trip is gone off because of over usage or overheating or something, but otherwise it is there all the time. um, so when I come from that country and see that, to get the public services, and sometimes it's good. My country is relatively better public services. I'm natively from Sri Lanka, so there the hospitals and educations are relatively better when we compare with the many developing nations. But still, um, I think that why these kind of services, um, uh, these kind of life, everybody can't get it. Everybody in the world they have to get it. This kind of life, for the of course for their effort and for their talent, they can get a top of something, but to as a basic, this kind of security and quality of life Everyone have to get it. And if you see entire world, entire earth, it has a resource to give all the people who are living in the world to offer this kind of life. So we need better cooperation and better understanding and better working method to achieve that. So that is the reason I start this channel and start to share my idea on developing nations and developing companies and exciting ideas to inspire or collaborate or communicate with people who are having the same thought, because these kind of people are very few actually. But if we take a world as a whole, then we may have a lot of people. But 99.99 percentage of the people who are living surround you, uh, they are very focused on their daily survival. It can be how rich your country, how rich your country and neighborhood. It doesn't matter. The people itself, they train to think within themselves and their routines. And they train to think within that day, or maximum within a week, not more than that. So whoever think more than that, they see that they start to get some different thought, and those thoughts will bring some questions. Those questions will bring some answers. Those answers will bring some actions. So the when you are start to think more than a week, more than a month, more than a year, more than a decade, more than a century, more than a earth, then you will start to see everything in a different thing, a different scale and different way than normal people think. That sometimes uh, we may have seen some people in society. Uh, Somebody will tell, okay, he's very educated and he'll work there in a high position, but he resigned there. Then now he's there without doing anything. So in the way that they are framing him or her as a not normal person, but actually the thinking within him or her is beyond the normal community society usually think. So for them, they couldn't relate with that people who are surrounding them, and they start to float within their own world. So some people get those in action. For example, Elon Musk is one example. He has always um, in his own world. Sometimes, he don't behave like a millionaire, so he don't take his life as a millionaire. Even he lives in a house, very minimalist house, and sometimes he sleep in a office and a warehouse. That is not for greedy actually. If it is greedy, then he might have to start the money which he have accumulated now. That is more than enough for his lifetime. But it's about the purpose. When you see from the eagle view, or more than an eagle view, then you run for the things that only you will think, okay, I am only person can solve this, or I have to be the person to solve this. Otherwise, nobody understanding this, so I have to solve this problem anyway to greater goods. So like that, he think about Tesla is a um, electricity car where the environmental supposed to be environmental friendly. Then now SpaceX is when he talk about colonizing the Mars, and people start to live there. The 1 million people have to live there. It's like a science fiction, and most of them we didn't even relate and think even 1 minute on that, whether it's is possible or something is a fantasy that we couldn't take as a serious. But it's going to be happen now. So like that, every ideas, like the ideas I am sharing, why these nations, the entire world um, cannot be rich as other countries, like country I am living, other European countries. Why the nation can be as a one, like a borderless nation. There is the you don't need to apply for a passport or visa, because essentially we are the citizens of Earth. So why need to be restricted to one geographical area? So these are the ideas I am thinking that. So I think always, like, if we are empowered, or if we are giving the spark to each person to think in a different way, because my belief is like, there is no person, there is no individual person, there is no individual country is below another person or below another country. Each country, each region has its uniqueness and unique resources, and no other country or other region cannot be much. Or each persons are like that. Each humans has some unique ability that next person beside him cannot match him. But we don't realize that, and we don't need to realize, not the whole population need to realize on that, but maybe few of them have to, um, let's say 10% or 15% of the populations start to realize and start to work on that way, to make their surrounding, their region, their country, their city to become a better city, economically, socially, politically. Um, then the whole purpose, like, the world becoming prosperous and peace and wealthy and good life, it's usually, it's like almost a science fiction, but it's possible, because Elon Musk sometimes, before he given an interview, that we will be reaching one point very soon, that everybody um, will have everything, and people release their time from the daily grinding job, and they will start to focus on the things that they like to do. So that will create the new kind of lifestyle and the quality. So this new advent of AI technology will bring abundant resources of everything. So that time we will reach this point where the human need to really human can release from their daily work routine. So my idea also, or to give more hope and um, more you know more view on that, how you have to think on that. So um, for example, 2 decades before, I had one passport where I need to apply for a visa for every countries. Sometimes you will get rejected. Sometimes you have to wait years, and I mean weeks and months to get that. Then the border you will have the set of questions. But that is, if you put two all together, that is nonsense. Actually, there is nothing. Is a routine that humans created, but there is not any productive thing on that. But after a few months, then I got the different password. Then I can scan and go through in any country in the world almost without any question. So then that's give me the different scale to achieve the things. So we, the human in the new world, the world we are living, that we are we can achieve um, any historic figures like the bigger historic, it can be the Julius Caesar, it can be the Alexander, any nearest historical figures in your own land and on your own country. You think about that, what they have achieved, you can achieve as a normal individual person. And the king or ruler, emperor have achieved those things. Still, you can today you can achieve without without much effort, because the technology and the knowledge acclamation empowered us to do that. For example, I remember one thing, one scene from a series called Games of Thrones, the very famous series. They are the kings travel to meet the another king, the another ruler of the country. A month he is traveling. It's a very minus degree temperature, so he is traveling with his bodyguards, hundred of people, and people are dying it on the way. It's take a month on the one way, then he have to go back another way, you just to meet and ask for a cooperation with him. Then in that attempt he is losing 2 months of time, and a lot of people lives on stake. They die on that. Then he is when kings leave the capital for a month, it is usual in those days, he will lose the power. Maybe somebody will capture the capital, somebody within his kingdom will capture, or the enemy will capture, so he is risking that his own kingdom. So for just to meet the another person to get the cooperation. But nowadays, you think about, if somebody, if some country prime minister have to meet another country prime minister, 2 days, 1 days, or before that, how many communication have done, and how many agreement have drafted before that. Or any business leaders, if they want to meet another business leaders anywhere in the world, or any private person. I'm sitting here, you are sitting somewhere somewhere any corner of the world, and you want to contact me, or I want to contact you. That can be done fraction of the second. So this is enable us to achieve any greater person of the history. Any greater person of the history have achieved, we can achieve more than that. So with all this equipment and knowledge we have, we can do much things, for example, um, take the Dangote. He's a Nigerian businessman, one of the richest businessman, and he is aggressively investing on oil refinery in Nigeria. Now he want to start in Kenya, but he think about Africa as a whole, and he think about how reliant Africa on the energy supply chain. So the war started. So within Africa, the lot of energy resources are there, reserved are there, but what is missing is a refinery. Without the refinery, you can't take use of the oil. So he is as a single-handedly empowering the entire nations. So we may think, oh, he's a millionaire, he is one of the billionaires, he because of that he can do anything. But we have to think about his starting point. What was his starting point? He started as a day trader. He buy a cement and sell that next day. So usually there's in any community, there's a way when we talk about the higher thing, the large thing, we immediately discredit that in the way that they achieve through the not through the real effort or real talent. Rather, he accumulate that wealth through this way, he accumulate this way through that connection. So that is, if you see that, that is the assumptions, that is the assumption, and taking the excuse that you are getting into some sort of real action. So we this is the core idea. I start these channels to, you know, talk with the people, look around your country and look around your environment, and you can't do the much changes. Of course, people will think, okay, now he's sitting in the land where everything is perfect, and then he's he can preach like, you know, the millionaires, billionaires always say that, oh, money is not important, money is nothing, but it's not my point, because I know the both part. I came from the country where these things are in a scarcity, but the exposure, those times, these kind of exposure, or to educate ourselves or see the things are not that much available. So now anywhere in the world, you, if you are willing to learn or change or do something, anything, even you can build the rocket by seeing the YouTube video, or uh, studying from the distance learning, or anything, you can do that. So empowering you, getting exposure to the good things, and, you know, from that contributing to the greater goods. So that's somebody have to do that. I know that 99.99% of the people will not feel relevant this video, but somebody will feel, this is the video for me. So if you feel you are one of that, just comment under that. Thank you.